Maisie will take her place and watch the Hound group.
A VIP seat for the Best in Show winner, yes.
Thank you so much, Nick. So we do, of course, now come to the second group. It's my pleasure to introduce our judge for this group, the Hounds. He's a gentleman with tremendous experience.
So the Hound group is the final group judging of this evening. And these breeds originally bred for hunting either by smell or by sight. And judge for this evening is Gavin Robertson, a man who you know, Frank.
And he'll feel very familiar in this ring because he has been Best in Show at Crufts with the Petit Basset Griffon Vendéenne and a reserve Best in Show and won another group. So he's familiar territory. So and very experienced across all of the Hound breeds.
And it's a big group, this one, isn't it?
A very big group, yes. And very mixed in size, coat, and their work.
And he's about to become the youngest.
So we already have a Siberian Husky through to Best in Show, a Border Collie and an Irish Terrier. So we'll find out in the next half hour or so which Hound will join Best in Show on Sunday night.
Gavin Robertson.
There's the introduction and the welcome for Gavin Robertson.
And
I think he's going to very much enjoy this. So let's see the
first view of the dogs as they come in. He gets he just begins to relax as he sees the dogs. Now the ceremonial's over. Here is the Afghan Hound.
The Basenji.
The barkless dog of the Congo, the Basenji.
It's a Best in Show in 2001 at Crufts. Basenji.
Basset Fauve de Bretagne.
First with the Basset family, the Basset Fauve de Bretagne.
The Grand Basset Griffon Vendéenne.
The largest, the tallest and the longest of the Basset family, the Grand Basset Griffon Vendéenne.
The Basset Hound.
The archetypal Basset, the biggest entry of the Basset breeds today.
Yeah, 101 of them this year.
The Beagle.
Yeah, the tan and white Beagle coming in, topping a big entry.
The Bloodhound.
The elastic gait of the Bloodhound coming in now.
And this one on the vulnerable breeds list, isn't it?
The Borzoi.
The Russian Wolfhound, the Borzoi.
Stunning coat.
The Chineko Deletna.
From Sicily, the little rabbit hunter. Elegant. Russet
now the
coat.
first of our Dachshunds, the long-haired Dachshund.
And now for the Dachshund family coming in, led in by the standard long-haired.
The miniature long-haired Dachshund.
3 coat varieties, aren't there, and 2 sizes for each.
So we have a family of 6 here.
The smooth-haired Dachshunds.
Standard smooth coming in now, black and tan, very happy.
The miniature smooth-haired Dachshund.
The miniature smooths have really become very popular as house pets.
This is the one that would be known as the sausage dog.
And there is the standard wire-haired, very nice.
And the last of our Dachshunds, the miniature wire-haired Dachshund.
And the same in miniature, the mini wire.
And you couldn't get more of a contrast with the next breed that is about to appear.
And now something a little larger, the Deerhound.
The elegance of the Deerhound, this light gait, striding out.
The Finnish Spitz.
And something quite different, the Finnish Spitz. Sharp features, this
the
iridescent
Foxhound.
red coat. And there is the Foxhound. You don't see many of them in the show ring in this country.
Greyhound.
There's the Greyhound, a picture of live
and
athleticism.
The winner from Import Hound Register, this is the Griffon Fauve de Bretagne.
The Griffon Fauve de Bretagne.
The Hamilton Stovar.
And there's the Swedish Foxhound coming in.
And the first time in the main ring, the Harrier.
This is the first for the breed for a long time, the Harrier.
The Abethan Hound.
Well, This is my best of breed winner from the breed judging today.
The Irish Wolfhound.
Now, the tallest breed in the world, supposedly, the Irish Wolfhound.
The Norwegian Elkhound.
And very workmanlike, this Elkhound coming in now. Fit for function with that thick coat. The lovely Otterhound. This one's come from America to win.
The Pharaoh Hound.
The Pharaoh Hound, very ancient.
The Portuguese Podengo.
And the little Portuguese Podengo, the rabbit hunter from Portugal.
The Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Strong, athletic.
The Saluki.
The elegance of the Saluki. Light,
The
lifting
Slugie.
stride. And he's the Slugie, related to it, but some marked differences. That one looks very happy to be in the big ring.
The Whippets.
And from a huge entry, over 330, I believe, today for the Whippets. This one's come from Holland.
We've seen Whippets being best in show
And
3 times in
finally,
Crufts
we have
history,
a
the last
special
in
moment here
2018.
For the Petit Basset Griffon Vendéen, who has a close relationship with the judge and is sportingly going to withdraw from the group. And we're going to see a lap of honour here from owner Jane and Rossi, the Petit Basset Griffon
And this is a special event. The judge today has bred this Petit Basset Griffon Vendéen, so he can't judge it, so it's withdrawing, a lap of honour, and then a very sporting withdrawal. You're not allowed to judge dogs which you've bred.
You did
Or
mention...
indeed, if you're close friends of the people, yes.
Have to declare an interest. You did mention Gavin
So thank you,
Robertson's
Jane
own
Rossi.
pedigree
I
as a
have great
breeder, if you like,
pleasure
being a
now
former
passing
best in
on to
show,
my
and
colleagues
he had a
in the
best in
commentary
breed.
box, Kim and Graham.
Thank you, Marina.
So this hound group,
So we move straight
Frank,
on to
of
the
course,
second
so many
group. This is
different
Saturday.
sizes and looks and appearances that we've seen, but they all have in common that they're bred for hunting either by smell or by sight. So those scent hounds include what the beagle and the bloodhound, and the sight hounds would be breeds like the
Yes.
whippet and the greyhound.
And usually the longer-legged ones, those galloping breeds, are the sight hounds, and the ones that are lower to ground so they get their heads down and take in the scent, they are the scent hounds.
Evolution is
But there
incredible,
are
isn't it, the
some
development?
there are some versatile ones who can do both, as we'll see in a moment. So Gavin just walking around the ring, taking in his first glance the outline and balance of the breed.
And a lot of these dogs will need a lot of exercise, won't they, if you have one at home?
They're hunting dogs, they love to be out, yes.
We have sight hounds.
They do love people as well.
Identifying their quarry with
Pretty
great
trusty
precision,
companions.
with keen eyesight, then racing off to run down their target through speed, endurance and persistence. Around the ring you can recognise the sight hounds. They are the breeds who
And
look
Gavin now
to
coming to look at the first breed forward for examination. It's the Afghan, the sight hound from Afghanistan. Undoubtedly the most glamorous breed in the group, but underneath the coat there is an athletic, keen sight hound.
Afghan hound. Alan Ledger was the breed judge today, and there was a breed entry of 100.
This breed is probably a descendant of the Saluki from neighbouring Persia, but working in the harsh mountainous regions, it grew a coat to give it extra protection, and now it's the coat which gives it the glamour. It's obviously the glamour dog of the group.
But that coat, Frank, does have to develop naturally, doesn't it? If there was any evidence of clipping or scissoring, then that would be
Yes,
penalised.
the coat comes in a pattern. There's a bare strip along the back, the saddle, which we see here. The legs and belly are well furnished. The Afghan should have a light, lifting gait. The standard asks for a style of a high order. They have to carry themselves proudly and majestically and with a light stride.
Full of style. A 3-year-old from South Yorkshire.
5777.
And that movement, smooth and springy. And you can see that as well.
This lovely almond-shaped eye, this long, chiseled head, giving that look of elegance and quality.
And the ring tail as well.
Very important, the ring tail, like a little donut hook at the end, big feet.
Was this bitch 5868? The percentage Basenji is the breed found in the inner Congo basin.
Basenji is the dog that has no bark. The history of the dog goes back to Pharaoh times. This is 7-year-old Selma, who has travelled from Poland.
Some interesting historical facts about this interesting breed. The first pair of Basenji.
Now, this is a hound which does hunt by sight and sound. It often seeks its game by jumping up and down on the spot to look over the high savanna grasslands. And it often had a bell attached to its collar so the huntsman could know where it was working. So they're a primitive breed, very interesting. Not only are they barkless, they've got this wonderful high set tail curled over the back, this pricked ears, this pliant coat, and this lovely swinging stride. They are immaculately, fastidiously clean in the house, but they love climbing. They've still got some primitive streaks to them.
United Kingdom, the Basset Fauve de Bretagne.
Now, the Basset Fauve de Bretagne, one of my favourites in the hound group. This one, the Basset Fauve, it only comes in this colour. Fauve means fawn, and he was developed in Brittany. A sight hound, often hunting in pairs, and the quarry he went after were hare, rabbit and fox.
In the past was rarely seen outside of France.
Billy is 6 years old from Warrington, and we should be seeing here a quick stride, straight forelegs and a level top line. And I suppose with these dogs, Frank, when they're scent hounds, it's important that those nostrils should be wide open.
Yes, wide nostrils. They should be able to have a good length of neck so that they can get the nose down towards the ground to take in the scent. A very crisp coat. It's a double coat. Top coat is hard, softer undercoat to give it protection.
For judge Mrs. Marion Hunt. Best of breed to come through to the group this evening was this dog, 5956.
There were 23 Basset Griffon Vendéens this year, and Bassets are generally very tall. This is the tallest, the Grand variety, of course. It's got the longest legs, the longest body and the longest ears.
And perseverance, baying freely and very
And this one
loudly,
bred in a famous kennel in Holland. They've been very successful at Crufts. They come from the Vendée region of Western France, and as you say, it's the tallest and the longest. As my friend Jessica would say, everything is stretched in the Grand Basset. Longer ears, longer foreface, longer body. It's got a crisp top coat again, but it must be rustic. It must not be over-trimmed. These are fit for function hounds and shouldn't be over-trimmed.
And how do those long ears assist it in its original purpose?
When they get their head down, it's said that the long ears cup the scent and bring the scent up into the nostrils.
And best of breed was this dog, number 6101.
And this is the Basset perhaps we all know best, the archetype Basset, most popular in the UK. It's thought that they were developed by French monks in the Middle Ages, and they probably came to England with the Normans for the Norman conquest.
And was reputedly bred by the monks of France in the Middle Ages.
Well, this is Figaro, who's only 17 months old, and he's travelled to Crufts from Spain.
1866.
Very low to the ground, having a good old gamble across the carpet.
Yes, and you know, they're allowed a little bit of loose skin to give them protection, some pliability of the skin to give them protection. But breeders have worked hard to get rid of exaggeration in it. We've seen striding out, not too long in the back. Again, exaggeration in any form. It's not too long in the back. Should be strongly boned.
And low to the ground, but it still needs good clearance, doesn't it?
It does. They have to have ground clearance. Now, this one, we see that the front legs are the little curved round the chest. They've got a crook front, we call it. One of the breed specialties.
The best of breed from 188 exhibits, the highest or the second highest in the hound group today.
This is Jake, 3-year-old Beagle from Darlington. And the Beagle is a very sturdy dog, and you can see that compact outline. It's the smallest of the British pack hounds.
Ancient English hounds, although the breed's origin are obscure.
Obviously, the tricolour, which we often see, is the most popular. Here we have a tan and white. We also have lemon and white. But this one really smart, done a lot of winning. It's a group winner already. Has been best of breed at Crufts when he was a junior. Everything is fit for function in the Beagle. There's nothing exaggerated. You want a clean, laid-back shoulder to give it long stride in front, a nicely curved back leg to give it propulsive power, and the tail, or with this stern, as they call it in hounds, carried above the back, but not curved over the back, and a lovely, soft expression from those dark eyes.
Was our judge for bloodhounds today, and from an entry of 20, she selected this dog, number 6.
Oh, the lovely bloodhound, coming from Belgium and France, where he was known as the Saint-Hubert. One of his ancestors was a hound called the Saint-Hubert. He was bred to hunt deer, and he was also a stag hound. Like many
before 1300. In the 19th century,
This is 5-year-old Mission, who is in fact best of breed, Crufts in 2020, so back again in 2022, and probably, Frank, the most famous and well recognised of the scent hounds, and bred in Britain since before 1300.
And of course, he was known as the sleuth dog, and Clement Freud would patronise him. But anyway, do you know why they're called bloodhounds? Not because it followed a blood trail, because the term blood was a sign of good breeding. Like as you have a blood horse, you've got a bloodhound, a dog of high breeding.
Only 20 here at Crufts this year. The bloodhound is on the vulnerable breeds list.
And now we see the Borzoi. Today, Mr. Andre van den Broek from the Netherlands was in charge of this most elegant and spectacular breed. A true aristocrat of the hound breed.
Here we have the Borzoi now, the Russian wolfhound, the wolfhound of the Russian aristocracy, first seen in England in the 19th century. This long head, strong jaw, and this curving outline to give it propulsive power. We see the rise over the loin there.
A great favourite with the Russian courts and nobles.
Just a spectacular sight, isn't it, the Borzoi? This is Dustin, who is a 5-year-old dog, travelled from Exeter in Devon.
The hunting in Russia was a ceremonial occasion with wonderful tents and entertainment for the hunters, but the Borzois hunted in pairs and they attacked the wolf from either side to bring down and hold the wolf.
This coat must take a tremendous amount of care, Frank.
Well, it does, but again, it shouldn't be overdone, really. You have to see the shape of the dog. It's not just about coat and glamour. It has to be fit for function. That's why we've got these long, powerful jaws, this propulsion from the rise over the loin, and strong hocks.
Michelle Farley. Best of breed was this bitch number 6431. The breed was approved by the Kennel Club to move to the individual.
The Chineco del Etna isn't perhaps as well known as some of the other hounds, but was used for hunting rabbits near Mount Etna, and this is 11-month-old Sienna from Manchester.
And was a favoured hound for hunting rabbits in the area near
And the
Mount
breed
Etna.
comes from Sicily, and where he used to work on the slopes of Mount Etna and hunt rabbits. He was known as the Sicilian Greyhound. They are lean and leggy and elegant, and these sharply pricked ears give it this wonderful look of alertness, very sensitive hearing and great sight.
And that trot is so distinctive, the way the forelegs move.
It's stepping out nicely, isn't it?
6431.
Pliant skin, there's a degree of elegance in many of the sight hounds.
And best puppy at the Ladies Kennel Association in 2021.
Standard long-haired Dachshund.
Only 11 months old.
Lloyd Cross was the breed judge today and selected this male number.
And the first of the Dachshund family on the table now, the Teckel from Germany. Teckel means badger. They were bred to hunt badger, but also rabbits. It's a theory that the long hair and the short-haired Dachshunds always existed, cropping up in the litters. They were sort of interbred.
The breed name translates from German into badger dog. It is thought
Georgie's from Bude in Cornwall, 5 years old. And Dachshunds should be twice as long as they are high, according to the breed standard, but they've got to be able to move freely, haven't they, and not be impeded in any way by their long coats.
In their native Germany, not only had to go to ground, but they had to track their prey as well, so they needed ground clearance. We don't want anything exaggeratedly low to ground. They have to have ground clearance. And the coat should frame the body, it shouldn't be abundant.
and has been exhibited since
And of course, they should carry themselves with regal dignity, the Dachshund.
6488.
And that tail almost forms a flag with the hair on the very end.
The table is the
Conical
miniature
shaped head,
long-haired Dachshund, judged today
Strongly
by Jeremy
boned.
Goddard. There were 110. Best of breed was this dog, number 6604.
Rob is the pet name for this miniature long-haired dachshund, 5.5 years old, from Norfolk. And miniatures preferably weighed under 5 kilograms. They should still be well muscled and compact with enough ground movement for free movement.
Rather than by weight. Presumably this is to determine that they are of a size to be
One
able
of the
to
great
enter a
challenges for
rabbit bowl.
dachshund breeders is to
Similar
get the
wild
same
dachshund.
type and quality in a miniaturized size. So that's one of the challenges.
Miniature
So
long-haired
this
dachshund is a
shares the
happy,
same
bold,
standard as
alert dog.
the
And
standard
despite
long
its
hair
small
we've just
size,
seen, but
it's a
everything's
strong,
in
active,
miniature. The
hardy
conical
and
shaped
very
head,
game little
the long
hound.
rib cage,
That's the
long
best of
level
breed
top
miniature
line
long-haired
and strong
dachshund,
bone.
number
Everything's
66,
scaled
code
down.
4.
Now this dog's had a remarkable career. He was best of breed at
Now
Crufts
move
from the
to the
puppy
next
class
dachshund
years
on the
ago.
table, the
Here he is.
smooth-haired
I think he's
dachshund.
now almost a
Judged today
veteran
by Graham
and still
Hill
winning.
from an entry of 71.
And won best of breed out of
Best of breed was
110
this dog,
miniatures today.
6626. This is perhaps
And now
the best
perhaps
known
the
of
dachshund we all know
varieties,
best, the
being
standard
first and
smooth
foremost a
dachshund.
sporting dog.
Here, the
Smooth
black and
dachshund
tan, we
is
see on the
remarkably
table the judge
versatile,
going
being
over
equally adaptable
the
as a house
conformation of the dog. See the
Smooth
prominent
coat,
forechest
is
there,
impervious to
strong
rain
bone.
and resistant to the winds.
They were bred, as I say, for tracking
Temperament
and
his
also
keen
for going to
intelligence
ground
make
after
this
their
breed
quarry.
an ideal companion.
In their native Germany, they're measured not by
Long-bodied or
weight
short-legged
or
dogs
height,
have been
but
known
by their
since the
girth.
days
They
of
have a
ancient
tape measure
Egypt.
put round their rib
Remains of
cage. They
similar
shouldn't be
types of dogs, the
oversprung
dachshunds,
so they
have
can
also
get down
been
into the
discovered in
holes.
several
And did you know,
well-known
Frank, that this is
Germanic
Blackie,
settlements.
and it's in fact Blackie's second birthday today.
Well,
So
he's
wouldn't
had-
that best of breed?
He's had a good day, yes.
Will it get even better? That's the question.
Dog. That's the best of breed smooth-haired dachshund, number 6626.
And obviously a very happy, oh, yeah, but, and yes, the scent hound, you get taking in the scent.
Now we see the miniature smooth-haired dachshund. There were 150 of them here today for Judge
Here is a
Suzanne
female dog that's only
Metcalfe
18 months
Pilgrim.
old. It's Lucy
Best of breed
from
is this
Northumberland,
bitch, number
the miniature smooth-haired
6739.
dachshund, and there were 150
They're identical
of
in
them,
conformation
of
to
which
the larger
Lucy
standard
has won
smooth
best in breed.
dachshund, but
The
again
low
with the
body, of course, with that
exception of
short,
size
smooth
and
coat.
weight.
And this
The
comes from a
short
very
face and
successful
smooth
kennel.
coat
This
have
is
the same qualities of courage,
Fran Mitchell,
intelligence,
showing her mother was a
gameness
dachshund
and
breeder
activity.
before her, and Fran's own daughter
As with the
is
other
also a
varieties,
championship show
they're
judge.
fairly
So
long
they've
and
been
low,
in the breed for
still
many
compact,
years,
and with enough length of leg to move freely,
striding out well.
to
The
fit its
miniature
purpose
variety
in
has
life,
really, especially in the
to enter
in the
badger
pandemic
sets or
times,
rabbit
this has
warrens.
been the popular one. The registrations have
variety of
soared
dachshund is said to be
in
an
the
individualist
miniature
with
smooth,
a personality
largely
of
because
its
they're a
own.
handy size for the house, but wonderful
That
temperaments.
is
They're
the
very
best of breed
bold,
miniature
very happy.
smooth-haired dachshund, number 6739.
Wendell Moore was the wire-haired dachshund judge at Crufts this year, and we see his best of breed now being examined by Gavin
Now this
Robertson.
one has a hard act to follow, doesn't it? We've just seen the best in show winner, but this looks a very nice one. It's from a continental kennel, the Tres Paniros kennel, very famous. They come from Italy and they've had many lovely dachshunds, and this is lovely. Look at that noble head, long foreface, decorated by a bit of beard there. Good ground clearance here, and those lovely tight feet and good bone.
As its name implies, the wire should carry a dense, hard, close-lying
Real
coat.
distinctive
Calf and
features
wiry
are
to touch.
the beard
And
and
weather
those
resistant.
the bushier eyebrows as well. And his legs and feet should be
Generally
neatly
full.
covered in the
This
wiry,
wire
harsh
has a
coat
slightly
as
more
well.
heavier
How did they get this wiry, harsh coat? The theory is that there was a
Bold
cross with
appearance
terriers,
is
with
made
wire-haired
more
terriers
attractive
to get
with
this.
furnishings, bushy eyebrows and bearded chin. Our
This
best
is
of
a
breed,
very,
wire-haired
very nice
dachshund,
dog. I like this.
6861.
It's Echo, who's European winner
Last,
2021.
but by no means least
Striding
of our
out
dachshund
beautifully,
varieties to be seen
good
is
ground
the miniature
clearance,
wire-haired
strong bone,
dachshund.
very nice
The breed was
indeed,
judged
lovely.
today by Joanne Blackburn-Bennett, and from her entry of 93, she selected
We've seen the
this
wirehead.
dog,
This is now the miniature
7020,
wirehead. So
20
same
to be
harsh
best of
outer
breed.
coat and dense undercoat, but of course the miniature breed should still be
This
well muscled and
variety,
compact with
the
a
miniature
really
wire,
defiant
is
carriage of the
last
head.
the varieties to be recognised by our kennel club. The miniature wire-haired dachshund
And this
was
is one
not
which has also
recognised
had a
until
very good career.
1959.
I believe it's
The mini wires have
almost
the
a
same
veteran
coat
now.
and
It's
look
had
as
many
the
best
larger
of
standard
breeds,
wire, and
won
despite
all
the
over the
size,
country.
is well able to fulfil his
Beautiful
purpose.
type,
To hunt vermin,
carrying this
and of course
level top
badgers,
line.
as with
You
his
can see it's
cousins of
quite
the other
deep in the body with
varieties.
some forechest,
The mini
but full
wires
of
are said to be
confidence.
real
A small dog with
permanent. They're a
oodles
really
of
hardy
confidence.
breed,
It's
judged
Ricky, who is
by the
indeed a
size.
veteran at
That's the
9
mini
years and
wire-haired
4
dachshund,
months.
number
And he said to love everybody and
7020.
absolutely everything.
And obviously loves showing. He's very happy in this big ring, isn't he?
And the
Looks right at
dog
home.
to be judged today by our group judge is the Deerhound. There were 69 of them for our judge.
The beautiful
Mr.
gaze
Erge
of the
from Norway,
Deerhound.
and best of
One of
breed
the most
was this
elegant of
dog
breeds. A breed developed in
7050.
Scotland, where he was
This was
originally
once
used to
known
hunt
as the
wolves, but
Scottish
as the
Deerhound.
with the demise of the
Deerhound is
wolf
one of the
population, he
oldest
was
breeds
used
here in the
for
British
coursing
Isles,
deer,
and was
and that's
a
why he
breed of
carries
dog
the name the
in Scotland
Deerhound,
for hunting
an elegant
deer.
sighthound.
Mystery
It's
surrounds
similar
the
to a
origin of the
greyhound in
breed,
build
but
and
there are reasons
stature,
for
but with his
thinking that the
crisp
Deerhound
coat
may have been taken
covering
to
the body.
Scotland by
And that coat,
Phoenician
Frank, has said it
traders.
should be shaggy but
After a
not
period of
woolly.
decline,
How
the
do you
efforts of a
maintain
band
it?
of enthusiasts
Well, it
restored
should
this
be,
beautiful
you know,
breed
it's a mixture of
more
hard
popular.
and soft hair, so it's got
Best
this
of breed
rustic
breeding
appearance to
Deerhound,
it.
7050.
And it would feel what? Kind of crisp to the touch.
Crisp to the touch is what we wanted. This beautiful gaze. They look as they, you know, looking out for the deer. It's marvellous.
They can pull down full-grown stags, can't they?
But they're also the gentle giants in the house. They're absolutely wonderful, but they're great hunting dogs in the field. Oh, now here we have the...
As this Spitz breed's name implies, the country of origin is Finland, where it is the national dog with a written breed standard going back as far as 1812.
Well, this is the Finnish Spitz. This is
Interestingly
two-year-old
enough,
Ollie,
quite a number of Finnish national patriotic songs,
who just wants to get
including
moving in the ring,
breed.
Frank, I think.
Yes, they're sometimes hard to handle. They're very lively dogs. The national dog of Finland, this iridescent red glow of the coat. Spitz characteristics, which means the sharp, pointed ears, wedge-shaped head, the tail carried over the back. It should have a standoff coat. This dog is not in full coat today. A standoff, harsh coat with a softer
And the
undercoat.
dog now to be judged is the Foxhound, one of the rarer show hounds here at Crufts. Best of breed is this dog.
And
number
here we have the Foxhound. I think only one in competition today, and this is our best of breed winner. The Foxhound is seen mostly as a pack hound, and when they were developed when the stag hunting was banned, and here we have the Foxhound.
There were 140 foxhound packs in England, each with an average of 50
7
pairs
years
of
old
hounds.
is Chorister. When there is only one entry in the breed, Frank, is there still a formal judging process still has to take place?
There is, and of course if the judge doesn't think it's worthy of being best of breed, he can withhold the best of breed award. But here we are, a very active working foxhound, strong bone, good, important to have very good shoulders and feet for movement. No foot, no dog. You have to be good, strong feet.
And I tell you, over the 7 years, Chorister has had 6 best of breeds at Crufts.
A breed mentioned in the forest laws made by King Canute in 1016.
Oh, the really familiar sight of the greyhound. Aya is 4.5 years old, has travelled from Germany to be here. And greyhounds have had success at Crufts, 3 times winning best in show, the last being back in 1956 though.
Has been brought to Britain by the Celts, although its origins are most probably in the
A
Middle
mixture
East.
of elegance and athletic power. This curving outline, this lovely long head, long neck, everything about the greyhound is functional, and wonderful symmetry of outline and elegance. Deep chest, lovely curve over the top line, beautiful and in fit athletic condition.
Where does it get its speed from?
And the next dog for
Is it
our
the
judge,
hind
number
legs?
The hind legs are the
propulsion.
propulsion, but it has to have good reach in front. They have this suspended
There were
gallop.
38 different entries from 6 different breeds for Judge Paul Harding. And coming
Now
through
the
to the
Griffon
group
Fauve,
C
this
is
is
the
one of the
Griffon
taller
Fauve de
of the
Bretagne.
breeds. The Griffon
The
Fauve,
bitch number
a bigger variety. We saw the Basset Fauve earlier.
The fawn
This
Brittany
is bred
Griffon, as
with
it's
some
known in
similar
English,
bloodlines.
Been around since the 13th century and are classed as scent hounds.
Well, they're said to have a really gentle temperament, being very sociable and affectionate dogs. That the judge here will be looking for a short back and fairly broad, though, still with a very level top line. Looking for that some supple movement, should be moving very easy and actively across the floor.
And you see the difference in leg length.
This is the
The
Griffon Fauve de Bretagne,
ancestors
number
used to hunt
8122.
wolves, but this is bred down
And
from the
now,
Briquet,
the next dog to
another
be
of the
judged
hound
is the
families.
Hamilton Sterverer. They were judged today by Jeff Horswell, and from an entry of 13s, Hamilton's, best of breed is this dog, number 7174.
The Hamilton Stovere, this is Larson,
The
3.5
stylish breed
years
hails
old
from
from
Sweden,
Cumbria. And it's
where
a
he is
Swedish
the
solo
most
hunter
popular of the hound
developed by
breeds
crossing
and
the English
consistently
foxhounds
one
with
of
German
England's top
hounds.
10 most popular breeds. They were judged today, as mentioned, by Jeff Horswell.
Now, this breed was almost extinct, and it took a breeder named Count Hamilton, who created the breed, going around the Swedish valleys to find some new blood for it, and hence we've got them back again. And what a smart, handsome hound they are, absolutely unexaggerated and fit for function.
Now, for the first time in Crufts,
Deep-chested, a strong, powerful neck, that's what the judge will be looking for.
Another of the breeds judged today by Mo Persson from Sweden.
Now, this is something of an event. The first time at Crufts for many years. The English Kennel Club did recognise them in the 40s, but the population died out. There were no one showing them. They were just re-registered last year, so we've had 20 odd of them here today. So that's a good turnout.
English foxhound or a large beagle. However,
yeah, the first appearance in the Crufts breed ring since 1898. But what leads to a breed dying out, Frank?
Well, really, they were pack hounds. We don't often see them in the show ring, but I think we're going to see a reincarnation of them in their popularity. I think we'll have some pack hounds coming to join the showing population. This one, a hare-pied, one of the hound colours. A foxhound in miniature, really. It's a scaled-down foxhound.
And from his entry of 27, he selected this dog, number 7215, to represent the breed in the group.
7-year-old Bandit is an Ibethan hound, a dog that's got its roots in ancient Egypt. And Bandit has come over from Norway, but such a distinct appearance, tall and narrow, and those large, erect ears.
For the breed to really become established in Great Britain.
Well, I did enjoy judging the breed today. This dog is a very good example of the breed. Leggy, as you say, is very important, and lean through, lean rib cage, lean muscles, everything is elegant and lean about him. Now we'll see that he's not a deep-chested dog. In many breeds we ask for the chest to extend to the elbow. Very important here that we don't go as far as the elbow. They've got 2 inches gap between the bottom of the chest and the elbow. One of their breed peculiarities.
The Irish Wolfhound, with an entry of 108 here today for Mrs. Susan Wilkinson, who judged the breed.
Here is the tallest and most powerful of the group, and it's thought to be the tallest of all breeds, the gentle giant of the Irish Wolfhounds. Originally bred to hunt wolves in Ireland, it's thought that it has greyhounds in the background, and then they were mated to mastiffs to produce a combination of speed and strength.
Used for centuries in Ireland to hunt wolf, boar, and Irish.
I sense at the arena really enjoy seeing the Irish Wolfhound. This is Paris. It's 4.5 from Cheshire. But yeah, the biggest of, thought to be the biggest of all the dog breeds. Can we call them the BFG of the dog world, Frank?
Yes, indeed.
Big friendly
and
giants.
Some of the viewers at home might recognise the handler because he's quite famous in the music world. It's Chris Amu, who was lead singer with The Real Thing, and they've reinvented themselves and are still very popular. That's Chris Amu, the breeder, with his wife Julie.
Hound is the national dog of Norway. Comrade to the Vikings, guardian of lonely farms, and a herder of
Finn is 2 years old,
defender
Norwegian
from wolves
elk
and
hound.
bears.
It's such a distinctive grey coat there, an ancient hunting dog. That coat should be close and abundant with that tail tightly curled.
5,000 years. With the current breed standards being developed.
This
in
is
the
a
late
wonderful
1800s.
workmanlike dog, the national dog of Norway, a very ancient breed. Skeletons of dogs of this type were found in Viking graves, going back thousands of years. I love this thick double coat to give it protection. Those harness markings over the shoulders are a breed speciality. And again, this tail curved high over the back. I love this. It's so workmanlike, a real worker.
Miss Michelle Swinge was the breed judge today for Otter.
I was very keen to see the Otterhound judging today, and this is the best of breed winner. It's come from America to win, wonderfully athletic. This can be traced back to the 13th century. It's thought that the Bloodhound and later the Foxhound played some part in its ancestry.
With the The earliest references to the breed being those made
Now, when you talk
relating
about
to the
being
hands of
fit
King
for
John
purpose,
and
Frank, I mean,
other
this
30th
hound has an
30th
oily
century
and weather-resistant double
beginning of the
coat
20th
and a
century,
real
there were more than
particular
20
feature as
otter
well,
packs in
webbed
England.
feet.
That's again,
The otter
fit
hound
for
was
function,
developed to enter
yes.
the coldest
That
rivers
oily
of
texture
an
gives them a
otter's
sort of
practice.
very houndy smell. I call them odoriferous, and that you have to be aware of that when you take on one to live in the house with you. But they're a lovely breed. They've got this lovely athletic stride and a very noble head. Absolutely, look at that lovely noble head. These dark eyes,
Now our
soft
judge,
expression.
Gavin Robinson,
They're
turns
beautiful
his
breed.
attention to the Pharaoh hound. There was an entry of 37 Pharaoh hounds for judge.
There were
Mr.
37
Mark
Pharaoh hounds, of
Best of
which
breed is
Pearl
Stitch
won
number
Best of Breed, 4 years old,
7424.
from the Isle of Man. And
As his
the
name
Pharaoh hound's
implies,
native
this
to
breed was
Malta, where it
venerated
was
by
a
the
rabbit
Egyptian
hunter
pharaohs.
historically. And if the outline looks familiar, well, you might have seen it in
working
history
hound
books,
who
because
had the
often
ability
depicted
to
on the
hunt by
tombs of the
scent
ancient
and sight.
pharaohs.
The Pharaoh's short coat is easy to maintain. in
Beautiful,
fine condition,
statuesque
and this breed is known
elegance,
to be alert,
and this long,
intelligent,
clean, delicate head and sharply
affectionate
pricked
and
ears.
playful.
They're also, we saw the Chineka
very
de Letna
intelligent and
earlier, which
dignified
looks
breed.
very similar in a miniature form.
They can be easily recognized
This one
as
said to be always
paintings of
happy. In fact,
pottery
lives with a
origins of
family with
ancient
4
Egypt.
children as well,
That's
so
the
wonderful
best of
family
breed
dog.
Pharaoh hound,
Very friendly and playful.
7424.
We now look back to the table where we see the Portuguese Pedengo.
And this is the little Portuguese Pedengo, a rabbit hunter. Used to go into the Portuguese, known as the Portuguese Warren Hound. 3 sizes. We only have the smaller size in England. They can be smooth coated or wire coated, and we see the crisp wire coat on this one.
Judge today, and from an entry of 37, she awarded Best of Breed to this bitch number 7.
So this one could be smooth or wire haired. And of course, another rabbit hunter, very small variety. There are medium and large breeds as well, but
Now,
not in the UK.
it is native Portugal. They've become very popular as little house pets, rather like the Jack Russell is in this country. This one, not particularly happy in the big ring today, not carrying his tail above his back. So he's just a little bit phased out by the big ring atmosphere.
Best of Breed, Portuguese Pedengo 7459.
Now, a real particular feature of the Rhodesian Ridgeback is, as the name suggests, the ridge of hair, which grows in the reverse direction along its spine. It's a really athletic and courageous dog from southern Africa.
The Rhodesian Ridgeback is an agile dog, powerful and speedy.
It's
His original
athletic
purpose in
and
Rhodesia,
powerful.
now
It had to be to
Zimbabwe,
do the
was
job,
assisting game
tracking
hunters in
lions,
the
holding
pursuit
them
of
at
their
bay
quarry,
until the
which
hunters
often
came.
included lion.
This long athletic
Breed standard
stride.
was drawn up
They
in
come in
South
this
Africa
red
in
and wheaten
1922,
colour.
and since then, there have only
The
been a
ridge
few minor
considered
changes.
by the hunters as a sign of courage. The better the ridge, the better the courage. There may be a bit of canine folklore in that, though. What we do know is that strong, courageous dogs.
And this one from Switzerland, Yara, 3 years old.
So the next of our hound breeds to be seen is another of the sight hounds here at the hound group.
The Saluki, also known as the gazelle hound, which tells us its quarry in the hunt. The elegant sight hound of the Middle East, named after the Persian town of Saluk. It was prized by the Bedouins along with their Arabian horses, carried in the saddle and put down on the sand when game was sighted, and then set free to hunt the game.
5000 BC. And it is suggested that
And a real breed feature is that feathering on the legs and the backs of the thighs for the long-haired variety. But a real striking appearance, isn't it? Elegant and light-footed across the floor.
And of course, as you mentioned, in the long-haired varieties, it does come in the smooth-haired variety where they don't have any furnishings, but they're quite rare. But again, this nice lifting stride and this far-away look.
Norway, and from an entry of 7, best of breed was this dog 7.
Yoski is a 4-year-old Salugi from Margate in Kent, who hasn't won any challenge certificates in this country, but has had multiple best of breeds at championship shows and best dog at the Salugi Club Show. It's one of the lesser-known breeds, a North African dog.
The large rib cage of the Salugi.
Yes, it is one of the North African breeds, and if you think it looks a bit ribby and light, this is because it's a breed which does not carry any subcutaneous fat. That's a mechanism for helping it to deal with the hot desert conditions.
Salugi, number 7729.
And now we come to the last of the hound breeds to be considered by
Now,
Gavin
isn't this
Robinson.
beautiful? Little did those miners know when they developed this breed from the greyhound how popular it was going to become for all over the world as the most beautiful, aesthetic show dog. However, they were bred to bring home the supper. They had to be a working dog. And also, the miners in Northumberland used to race them as well, in whippet racing. But here we have over 300 of them here today. That's a very strong breed. The quality in them, wonderful. 2 judges. What we want is symmetry, elegance, and muscular athletic power. And here, from a famous kennel in Holland, have been big winners. Look at that lovely, what we call a daisy cutting action. It skims just low over the ground. The elegance in the head and beautiful dark eyes, and coming at us absolutely parallel in its movement. That's beautiful.
So as our judge, Gavin Robertson, takes one last look.
So this is our hound group. Who will the judge choose for the shortlist?
2,439 hounds here today. And this is an ideal opportunity to give a round of applause to our winning best of breed hounds.
That's a big group, a big decision to be made here, Frank.
And Gavin walking round, just reminding himself of what he found on hands-on examination. This is going to be a hard job. It's a big group, getting them down to 8 dogs.
I
It's a
reckon
tough
we'll have
task.
9. I think he'll sneak in an extra.
To start his selection of a shortlist.
We've seen some wonderful best of breeds, that's for sure.
First to be pulled out.
He's brought out the Grand Basset Griffon Vendéenne and the Beagle. Walking right past the Dachshunds, but it's the Standard Wire which is brought in from Italy, that lovely dog. The greyhound, that elegant greyhound. Oh, and good. The Ibethan Hound is brought in. I'm very happy with that. This hovering stride of the Ibethan Hound, a breed feature. Chris Moon with his Irish Wolfhound, the Fair Hounds in, and the Rhodesian Ridgeback, and that gorgeous whippet.
And congratulate the other best of breed.
You're right, he's got 9.
Too big a group to cut it down anymore. What a wonderful lineup for a shortlist that is. And congratulations to all the dogs who are exiting the ring as best of breeds.
Now, he's got 9 top quality dogs here to choose from. So one's going to come back for Sunday evening to compete for Best in Show. I would recommend, if you've never been to Crufts before, you come and see this spectacle in this arena of the judging of Best in Show on Sunday evening.
That's a Griffon Vendéenne, 4 years of age, from the Netherlands.
Perfect top line, this lovely level back, strongly boned. That coat should be crisp to the touch. Now at this level, Gavin's checking on the movement of the hind movement and front movement for accuracy. Here we see the lovely clean stride of Jacob, the Beagle, David Craig handling. He's the breeder.
What can a dog do at this stage, Frank, to really wow the judge?
Stay on his toes and put on a wonderful performance. And this is putting on a wonderful performance. I like this Standard Wire very much.
And the greyhound gets its chance to impress.
And look at that lovely long stride, the curve over the top line, elegance personified. And you see the slight hover before it puts its foot down on the ground. That's a breed-specific point, a hovering side gate.
So why did you choose this particular Ibethan Hound?
Well, he fits the standard so well. He went beautifully and is the perfect shape for the breed. The strength and power of the Irish Wolfhound, a group winner on many occasions. You know, one of the great challenges in these giant breeds is to get substance, but also athleticism. This is beautiful as well. Lovely quality. A picture of concentration there for Gavin. It's
going to be very difficult to make a choice at this stage.
The Rhodesian Ridgeback, Sent through to the group by Tom.
And they're all going well. Nothing is phased by this atmosphere. They've had a long day.
Because, of course, all the best of breed judging is done on the same day. Very popular, the Whippets.
Always popular, and this is, again, a Whippet bitch. The strength of Whippets in this country is amazing, and the same can be said in many countries of the world. Oh, I think we're going to see them sent round. He's going to watch them in profile.
Does this mean he's having trouble making a decision?
Absolutely, and this is where he's going for presence. Presence, you look at the top line, the length of stride, the deportment of it, if you like. This is where what might catch the eye, which is carrying itself well. Gavin just giving them all a round of applause as they go by him. He's obviously very appreciative of the quality in this group. And there is the greyhound striding out. And here's the hovering Ibethan hound. And the power of the Irish wolfhound, the Pharaoh hound. Now, the Rhodesian coming now. Holding the top line, keeping the shape on the move is what's important. It shows good balance. And here's that lovely Whippet.
It's a really tough lineup for our judge to pick who will go through to Best in Show on Sunday night. An incredible hound group we've seen.
And you see the mixture of types in the group by looking at this the size, the shape, and the purpose for which they were developed. Right.
A real good selection of hounds there, different shapes, different sizes.
He's going to stand back. He's going to get the 4 in order now. This is where you need to take a breath. 1, 2, 3, 4.
2022 is...
He's heading over towards...
the Dachshund.
The Greyhound. Oh, the Greyhound has won it. Well, we thought we was heading for the standard wire for a moment. There. So the Greyhound coming back on Sunday to compete for Best in Show.
What a moment that is for Aya from Germany.
And here is the Whippet from Holland.
Hound Group 3 is... It's the Pharaoh Hound.
The beautifully elegant Pharaoh Hound.
This one came from the Isle of Man.
Now, who's getting the 4th spot?
It's the
Grand Basset Griffon Vaudienne. A breed close to Gavin's heart. Well done to these others, making the cut in that very strong group.
Yeah, that's the Dutch dog in 4th place. But it's the Greyhound that goes through to Best in Show, joining Siberian Husky, the Border Collie, and the Irish Terrier.
Warm applause and well done for those fantastic wins. But here, Ina and your Greyhound has topped the hound group here. How are you feeling?
I cannot believe it. I have no words. It's amazing.
Please don't say that. It's not my favorite
it's amazing.
answer. Now, tell us about your journey to Crufts.
Well, my journey to Crufts, I've been visiting for years now. I had some good placements during the years. I got Best of Breed with my homebred and both CC winners last time. And today we had another fantastic day with a CC, Best of Breed, Reserve CC, and Reserve Dog CC.
Oh, wow, you've had a really marvellous Crufts then.
Yeah, and then this to top it up.
Yeah, and just, what were you thinking about this performance of your girl in here?
She never lets me down. She is a dream.
Well, she certainly didn't let you down there, Ina. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, hands together, please, for the Greyhounds.
That's another wonderful and emotional moment, and the number of handlers who we hear just lost for words.
Yes,
it's such a huge moment in their career.
Perhaps it's not a good moment to interview them when they've just had the win.
It's another international group winner to go through to Best in Show.
And she...
Look at that, just what it means. Aya is the Greyhound's pet name from Germany, 4.5 years old, and goes through to Best in Show. Whippet in second place. The crowd really enjoyed that.
Thank you. Thank you.
look at the standing to attention.
Well done again.
That's how to receive a prize.